Our next speaker is going to be Lee Wrights. Been following his blog for a while personally, and he's my kind of libertarian, to be sure. The real reason he's here, and this is, I wasn't going to tell anybody, the R stands for Roger. So that's the real reason that he's actually here. But I'm going to have Thomas Hill, his campaign manager, actually introduce. So,
Thomas. Thank you, Roger. My name is Thomas Hill. I'm campaign manager for Lee Wrights 2012, and we're really excited to be here and appreciate it. I'll tell you a little bit about Lee. Lee is co-founder and editor of LibertyForAll.net, which is America's premier libertarian online magazine. Lee has been active in local, state, and national Libertarian Party organizations since 2000 and is a lifetime member of the Libertarian Party. He has served as secretary and chair of the Libertarian Party of Forsyth County, North Carolina, and vice chair of the State Libertarian Party for 7 years. He also served as the LP&C Ballot Access Director for 2 years. Lee served as an at-large member of the Libertarian National Committee and was LNC vice chair for 2 years. During his time on the LNC, Lee also served 4 years on the Platform Committee. He is currently a member of the LP Judicial Committee, elected to that body by the 2010 National Convention. He has currently formed an exploratory committee to determine if he will run for the 2012 LP presidential nomination. In Texas, where he now lives in Burnet, Lee chairs the Burnet County LP and is the Senate District 24 representative to the Texas LP State Executive Committee. In 2008, Lee was campaign manager for the Mary Ruwart for President campaign, and in 2010 he managed Mary's campaign for Texas State Comptroller. Lee is president of the Foundation for a Free Society, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization dedicated to promoting the principles of liberty, personal sovereignty, private property, and free markets in order to create a more free and prosperous society. When he is not working for Liberty, Lee works as Secretary and Communications Director for Sativa Science, a pharmaceutical startup company. I'm going to allow Lee the privilege of explaining this campaign in greater detail, but I would like to address an issue that is very important to the sustainability and future growth of the Libertarian Party, and that's ballot access. This issue was so important to Lee that 10% of all donations received by the campaign will be allocated to gaining ballot access in all 50 states for 2012, regardless of who the LP nominee happens to be. Like Lee, I want every citizen of the United States to have the ability to vote for a Libertarian Party candidate. I'm very proud to share this room with committed and dedicated Arkansas Libertarians who are willing to do the hard work necessary to ensure residents of Arkansas can have the Libertarian option come Election Day. To show our appreciation, I would like to ask your state chair, Roger Paxson, to the podium, please. Roger, on behalf of Wrights 2012, we'd like to present to you and the Libertarian Party of Arkansas a check for $250 to go toward ballot access. Appreciate that. Arkansas is the first party to get an installment from us, and we look forward to helping other state parties. But we really appreciate you putting forth the effort and the desire to actually have libertarians on the ballot. So without further ado, I introduce to you Lee Wrights.
Appreciate that, Thomas. I want to start off by talking about ballot access. There can't be anything more important to any political party, in my opinion, than ballot access. People in America, people in Arkansas, people in Oklahoma, Texas, North Carolina, I don't care where you are. Americans cannot vote for liberty and freedom if libertarians are not on the ballot, because Republicans and Democrats have proven to us that they're not going to give us that. In fact, they're going to take more and more from us as every opportunity presents itself. Now, as Thomas told you, when I started my libertarian activism back in the late 90s, early 2000, the North Carolina Libertarian Party seen fit to elect me as ballot access director. Bad. Little did I know, next next 18 months of my life would be spent and consumed in dealing with some of the hardest ballot access laws in the country. At that time, North Carolina was like the 3rd hardest ballot access state in the Union. Been able to turn that around since then. During that drive, I'm proud to say that I was able to organize the largest volunteer petitioning effort ever in the state of North Carolina. As far as I know, that's a record that still stands today. A huge number of volunteer signatures were gathered in that particular ballot drive, and it still wasn't enough. Our requirements were so high, we had to bring in the ballot access heroes of this country, the petitioners, paid petitioners. Some of the very same petitioners that you have in this room today that are working for Arkansas. I know the ballot access petition gatherers that you have here in this state right now, and I will tell you that you have some of the top people in the country working for Arkansas. These men are heroes, make no mistake. They do what has to be done. And I know firsthand, I've had to pay petitioners, I've had to count signatures, I've had to deal with legislators, I've gathered signatures myself. I've done just about everything you can think of as far as ballot access is concerned. I spent 3 terms on the National Committee, and anyone that knows about my service there, they will tell you that I was a strong advocate for ballot access, giving the same arguments to the National Committee that I just gave to you. We are not a political party if we don't have ballot access. It's just as important as keeping the lights on and paying the rent and paying employees. We have no reason to have those things if Americans don't have the ability to vote for libertarians. Now, all this might seem like a lot. It may sound like a lot to you that I've done all this for ballot access, and in certain cases it may be a lot if it weren't for the fact that in our presence today is Bill Redpath. And I will tell you that all you just heard from me is a drop in the bucket, literally a drop in the bucket to what that man has done for ballot access in this country. He is a true giant hero of ballot access in this country, and I applaud Bill Redpath. So make no mistake of the importance of what you're doing. I had someone ask me at lunch what I thought ballot access would do for Arkansas. Will it grow the party? I believe it will. You're getting ready to do something that's going to give people an opportunity to do something. Not just to come and discuss things and to be angry about what the legislatures are doing. You're going to give people an opportunity to run and be involved and do something. And people want to be able to do something. They want to have an opportunity to say, I've helped a little bit. I mean, you know, Thomas admonishes me for saying this, but I'm going to say it again. People ask me why I do what I do, and I tell them it's for the children. I know it's trite. The Democrats and Republicans have used it and beat it to death. But I do this for my children because I want them to be freer than what I am. I do it for your children. I do it for everybody's children, people that I like. I do it for people's children that I don't like. It don't matter. Because if we don't give these young people a foundation to build on, this will never happen. I'm not delusional enough to believe that I'm going to get everything I want in my lifetime. I've done live more years than I'm probably going to live. But I like to think that what we're doing is going to give an opportunity to young people very soon to break through, and it will be because of this foundation we're building. The foundation you're building today, get on the ballot. You can't do anything more important than what you're doing. And I applaud you for what it is. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. You've got great, like I said, heroes working for you here. You should be proud and should be glad. And it was my pleasure to be able to direct Thomas to empty our ballot access fund so far. I know it's not much. I wish it was more. But I wanted it to come here because Arkansas citizens deserve a chance to vote for libertarians. And I want to see that happen. So good luck to you, and persevere. Don't give up. Make it happen. Running for president. I mean, the term bad comes to mind again. Not really. We got to do something about the wars. We have got to stop the wars, folks. And I'm not just talking about foreign wars.